about 350,000 this year just to clean up. I will drive you down this road, but this road goes out to Hickey Road. This was the original entrance to this house.
Okay.
Wow. And so that goes back to the 1927s, the last time I pulled the deeds, the farthest back. But as we get down in there, you'll see the some of the density. And I've got our tree guys are going to come down and clean this and cut these trees down, because one of the principles in this deal with Haas and I are there's a guy by the name of Jeff Smith, and Jeff owns a company called Greenwood Surveying. Projects Plus is their AKA, and they do a lot of subdivision design. They do all of our subdivision design, so I've known these guys for forever. Anyway, so Jeff has come out and we resurveyed everything and restaked everything. That's how we discovered that Kevin's opinion of what he owned was so far off it wasn't even funny. There is no reality, but you can, as you'll see as we get down in the lowers, that the road that they thought was on their property was not on their property. So we've got to go in and recut the road. Maybe I've got to go talk to the two property owners, because this piece is somebody else's and this piece is somebody else's, but this road we own, which was a problem because when we bought this thing from, I bought the note from, well, the note went from First Indiana to MI to National Bank of Detroit to a bank in Canada, and then somebody in New York ended up with it. They were just selling off assets.
Yeah.
So the note that he had was a $3.7 million note, which we bought for $2.2 million, and then here we are, in a pretty good position actually. I mean, from an equity and ownership, because I got an appraisal for 5.2 on it.
There you go.
Now, who knows what the appraisal is really worth, but our vision, obviously, if you can move forward, you're going to get the charter for the school. We had a meeting down here the other day with about 20 of their principals, their teachers, principal, superintendent, board member, and this whole thing, there's two components to the whole project. One is Ag Day, where we're bringing kids out and we introduce them to forestry. As you saw, there's a couple hundred head of cattle up there now. When they get the crops in, all that stuff. So it's going to be a hands-on learning experience with the kids, where we do some really cool things. Think of Disney World. That's the analogy, or even Conner's Prairie, where it's all ag. So the question is, when we had a dinner Tuesday night with the teacher from the FFA, from Nineveh Hensley, and so they're all fired up about it. We just got to figure out how to connect the dots. The school's done, all the corporation papers are done. All that stuff is out to the IRS for approval. When that gets done, it will be probably we're waiting for the letter of authorization or the certification for the 501c3 status. So we've got 2 or 3 trains running on our track. One, we're down here doing a lot of maintenance. 2, we're doing the legal and all the accounting stuff on the corps, the 501cs. Then the school corporations hire their own consultant, and they're having to become an authorizer. So once they get that done, they're going to get their approval from their board to move forward with the state, where they submit their application on the, I think in their second week of June board meeting. That will probably take 30 days to get through the state. So by the end of July, we're hoping to have all the corporations certified, the charter school contract done, and we're still trying to figure out what we want to do with Ag Day. And we had some really cool ideas about Ag Day. If you imagine bringing we've all been to Carroll Farm, right? So that's a 600,000 people visit that place. Don't know if it's true or not. You got to be making money off of that. A lot of money off of that. But the question is, what resources do we need to build? Because we're an education entertainment facility.
Right.
Although I consider it being an education entertainment facility. One of the teachers wants me to build a tree house. We're going to build it in the middle of the woods, and it's going to be called the Tree House, which is a double entendre for inside that tree house, which will be all covered. It'll be a 3 levels, so you're going to build 6, 8, 10 feet up, and then inside, it'll be a classroom for everything you want to know about trees. Pretty cool stuff. And then on the second level, will be designed to be a hunter stand. So they can go out and shoot deer and turkey. We got deer and turkey and virtually every known thing to man. And then the third one will be, well, I want to put a comm center because I need to be able to light up the campus with communications.
Yep.
Cameras, video surveillance, all that stuff. So, we can do that. Technology's common. It's just a question of physically building them. So, it's a little frustrating when you're trying to do high-speed data down here when you're connected to the Verizon network. And you get 11 MIPS.
Yeah.
And I can build a 100 megabit or gigabit network on the farm itself, but when I hit the internet, that's a problem.
Is there any fiber ran around here at all?
There is, AT&T, and I don't know which direction. I don't know which way you came down straight on 135?
37. 37 is kind of over.
Yeah, there's a big comm tower. Sorry. Hey, what's up? I'm just standing out in the farm, pointing things out. There we go. Okay. Okay, well, either way, that's what's going on, because I think you have a free occasion for it.
He's gonna get the same one.
Okay, that's fine, thanks.
Yeah, the other one in his mouth.
Bye-bye. So, we're struggling, not really struggling, we're trying to strategize, is a better word. He picks up rocks. Hey, drop it.
Grab it. Or just eat
Hey,
it.
come here.
Or just eat it.
Come here.
How old is the stuff?
Oh, he's probably 5. Come here. Now don't drop that rock in there, because Ducky will be pissed off at you. Cutting that grass and running over rocks. You're a good dog. He's pretty.
It's pretty.
Give me that rock. Give me that rock. Yeah, let's see. Smart enough to figure out what it is. Go get it. I'll look this up. The issue is we're trying to figure out how to build the infrastructure for the school, because the school will generate, if it works, a significant amount of revenue.
Right.
Even if we only do 1,000 kids, which is 1/5 of what Alan's projecting, through the school. First of all, there are no dedicated virtual agri schools anywhere. Now, you probably noticed that the dude just bought Kaplan.
Yes.
And that's kind of a prelude to what everybody is seeing coming for the future, and the university staff obviously does not like that because they feel very threatened by it. I'm told that, but I can read between the lines.
Right.
So, and obviously Daniels, hasn't raised rates, and he's been very efficient with what he's done. So I know we're on the right track. It's a question of how we stage it. Step one is to get the school online. That'll happen August of 18. A lot of work to do there. And in the same time, we got a year to put together what we think we want to do with Egg Day, Indiana. And that is where, once we get the federal authorization to certification as the 501Cs, that's where we can really go out and start raising a lot of money. And wherever we get it, whether it's wealth management or whether it's major corporations, I think there's going to be a great play.
Yeah.
I'm hoping there is. My instincts, and I always follow those, tell me that's probably the case. So I won't bother you with because that's just more forest and trees, and I'll let you drive, and we'll go back to the cabin.
Okay.
She does.
What's the best way to turn this thing around? If I back it up into the ground? Let's see how it goes.
Put on a brake. Take off the brake. And you start backing up. Oh my God. You guys have your insurance paid?
Well, let's see. Where's a good place?
You just cut in.
All right, move it, puppy dog.
He'll move. They always do. Well, usually do.
Wow, look at this beast right up on the grass.
You don't get to do this every day,
I
do
do
you?
not. I need one of these.
$18,000, you can buy one.
Nice.
0% interest.
Nice. I know a bank that might be able to finance me.
Yeah.
Did you get a picture of this dog?
Yeah. How many do you want?
I want a picture.